Hey there! Last Wednesday it was my birthday, and to celebrate, me and my family, we went over to California to celebrate a little trip going over to Mario Land. Basically, this is kind of a vlog just kind of showing how that whole thing went, so let's just go ahead and let's get Future Geguz to show us some B-roll. So to start off with the trip, our plane got delayed, but luckily for us, we were able to actually make it through. Our plane finally arrived, and we just got on and took off on our way to LA. As you can see here, there's some pretty lights that I want to just kind of show because I like lights. And as you can see here, this plane ride, it took us 2 hours, but I couldn't keep track of time, so I was just kind of sitting there wondering whether or not I was on right or not. But eventually, we did make it to LA, and we landed pretty smoothly, as you can see here, all those pretty lights and everything. And in fact, I do want to kind of touch on this. At the airport, they had this little crocodile-like screen thing, where anytime someone was on loudspeaker, the crocodile you'd see it would speak. Now, before we get into this whole next part, I want to talk about the hotel arrangements that we had, because they were insane. We couldn't even get like a 2-bedroom window because we missed the timing frame for whenever we had to get to the place because our plane was delayed. And so we had to get a 1-bedroom room, and I had to sleep on the floor. Now, that was kind of an option for me. I didn't have to, but I wanted to just because, you know, I wanted to give everyone their space. So I'm just kind of chilling on the floor. You can see my little setup right here. And then this is how it looked like later after I got the covers off the bed. You can see I was sleeping pretty comfortably there.
How much do you think it costs to look at that?
Oh, probably like a lot, especially since it's popularized by GTA.
So, it's officially day 2 of this LA trip. I wanted to get a little cupcake from this cupcake ATM, and eventually, yeah, I did get one. We were kind of exploring around Hollywood Boulevard, just trying to find some cool stuff to do. We found this record store. We also found the Chinese theater where Guardians of the Galaxy was playing, and we'll get back to that later because we actually did something with that on day 3. And also, we found the star for the unfortunate star of Selena, who passed away thanks to Yolanda shooting her. And apparently she's set to be released in 2 years, I think, at the time of recording this video. So, I don't think she's going to make it past, like, maybe an hour. Just living in the real world. Then we also went to the Funko Pop store, where we found a bunch of, like, weird displays, which I would expect to see in, like, Disney World or something, not in, like, a random store. They had a Justice League display, which was actually pretty cool to see, but I was also wondering where the Flash was. They also had an anime display, which had, like, all the cool Dragon Ball heroes. You can hear me kind of roasting Mariano for not being there. Also, I got my own Funko.
Listen, if I'm going by name, I'm gonna choose the one that I go by most.
I'll let Future Geguz touch a bit more on that. Look at him, there he is, know his glory. He's, certainly a little guy. You see right there, he's got, I don't know where I'm hanging this thing. See there, he's got himself a phone, he's got his headphones. It's pretty cool stuff going on there. It looks almost exactly like me. And it actually did look like me at the time that I was actually making this thing, so that's something that I thought was pretty cool. And I'm gonna let Pascal Goose take it over to the Hollywood tour thing that we went on, because that was actually a pretty cool experience. So, yeah, let's go ahead and transition to that. At the Hollywood Bowl? Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a picture somewhere about it.
Oh, that's a lot of wind.
Get a good picture of the whole landscape.
Over here, you guys are going straight to the Hollywood sign.
Hollywood sign.
The letters up there, 50 feet tall, 30 feet wide. Got 20 cars behind you, so see it from way up here. Howard and his family played Little Opie Taylor and Andy Mayberry, Richie Cunningham, and Happy Days. Now, back in the day, downtown here was all farmland and cattle back in the 1800s. Millions of heads of cattle were down here. Farmland growing everywhere. Hollywood Hills.
Life is short, be happy.
Video, just in case all these great views. You'll see Harry Potter's castle, right?
You'll see.
See Harry Potter's castle?
Bro, it's Hogwarts. Oh, no, you're good. It's Hogwarts.
Brown building.
Yeah.
That's the Warner Brothers Studios, right behind Harry.
Where's Mario Land?
Mr. Bruno Mars, and this is where he stays when he wants to get away from everybody, isolated up there.
Clearly it doesn't work very well.
I
I remember that mission from GTA.
Immaculate all the time. She knows what I'm trying to do. Does anybody remember Jack Benny? Jack Benny. That sucked. Jack Benny was the king of comedy when TV first came out. Jack Benny played the old penny pincher comedian with his sidekick Rochester. That was when he had to bang on the old black and white TV sets to get a pitcher to come in or act like an antenna. Jack Benny show, king of comedy when TV came out, and he lived right next door to the queen of comedy, Lucille Ball of I Love Lucy, lived right next door to Jack Benny, right here. So we had the king and the queen of comedy. There sits. See the double glass doored windows? You can barely see up there to the left. The bushes are growing over it. That used to be razor sharp back in the day when Michael was staying here. And no one's lived here since then. The guy that bought this mansion wanted to turn it in to a walk-through museum, and the city denied him, said, no, you're not. So, and no one's lived here ever since 2009.
Wow.
These are the black gates that everybody watched in disbelief when the ambulance took Michael from the other side of these gates. This was the most watched televised incident in recorded history. That means everybody on the planet tuned in at one time. And hundreds, like I said, hundreds of thousands of people kept coming here month after month. They droves. And right here, you guys, the flowers that people were bringing were stacked up to the middle of that gate, coming out to the street. They had to have a truck remove the flowers once a day. And this went on for months. Hundreds of thousands of people kept bringing candles 5 feet out to the curb all the way up to the next block. Black fence. The road actually zigzags like a zipper going back up the top right up here. And we can see a little bit of the Playboy Mansion. Under, you see the scaffolding to the top of the bushes right here. So you look out straight ahead of me. Man, the road zigzags back and forth. There's a rock right here to the left with a speaker in it. Everybody's got to talk to the rock. Even Hugh Hefner. No one had a gate opener to open up these gates. That goes right to their security. See, right here, we used to be, they kept these bushes thin and trim where you could look to the left and you could see it, but now the bushes are growing so big and no one's trimming them. Yeah. That's really terrible. Yeah, for sure.
Man, we can't see an icon.
We're at the front gates of the Playboy Mansion anyway.
Pop Daddy, come out!
You made it sound like it was a SWAT team.
Come on with your hands up.
Yeah, come on with your hands up.
We're getting arrested!
Get on the ground.
Pop Daddy, we love you!
Pop Daddy, come out with your hands up. Used to live. Clicker heels 3 times, no place like home. Somewhere over the rainbow. Remember that? Judy girl, one of my favorites. She died in... No, she didn't say. I don't teach you,
remember that
Johnny.
song? It's an oldie.
Now, Lionel Rich is a super nice gentleman. The times I've caught him coming in and out of the gates, he's another one that rolls his window down and say hi to everybody. Oh, he's a super nice gentleman. Right there, the witch's house, right there.
Wow. That was pretty cool. You're telling me that mansion was where... Oh, that mansion? That's where they did the...
They came from, right there.
Yo, is that Tequila Law in real life?
All your people that are right here to the left that are going to be performing tonight, right here. If you recognize them on the electronic billboard to the left.
Trevor Wallace.
But they have great stand-up comedy acts. You guys are reasonable prices to get in. 3 shows tonight.
John Mulaney.
But those are all the people that are going to be performing tonight. There's about 14, 15 of them. The awards take place.
Oh,
the
boy.
Oscars right next door. All the museums are at the next stoplight.
I might not be able to keep my promise to
Guinness Book of World Records.
And now we've made it to the end of the vlog, or part 1 anyway. Here's a little slideshow of photos I took while at this place. This is the first time I tried ramen. This is the Avengers handprint thing. Langstar took a picture in front of the Godzilla star, so I thought I'd do the same. And this is Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel next to each other, which I thought was funny. This is a picture of a gay dinosaur, which I also thought was funny. This is the Justice League. This is me and my brother in front of the Jurassic World pop figure thing. This is us in front of the Rick and Morty thing. This is us, or this is me getting choked by 11. And this is me next to Mikey My. And also, me on a throne, because I'm a king. I'm cocky. Alright then, well, that's it.